Due to a fortunate confluence of events, the character played by Ivan, who you see here on your screen, was separated from the others, while Ivan himself was prevented physically from attending the game, much to his personal horror and chagrin.
It's horrifying.
I imagine it was. So before we descend into the depths of despair in Boston in 1931, I thought we would, present pre-game conversation, example of pre-game conversation, which we haven't done for a while, and is not a common feature of this particular actual play series. So one thing that we wanted to talk about was memory of items and props and notes and things. Do you want to broach that topic, Ivan?
Yeah, definitely. I've taken notes since we've started. So I've got this, unfortunately, the blur effect kind of ruins it. But I've taken this pile of notes since we've started. And, I have chicken scratch handwriting. So depending on how engrossed I am in the session, sometimes I look back and I'm horrified once again. Another horror where I realized I didn't write anything down, or I just only put a couple things down. What the hell does that even mean? But for the most part, I've written down like NPCs and locations and the names of organizations and things that are clearly unusual or important, and I realized that fairly quickly, like I have in other games. Well, this is getting unwieldy. So just like flip through all these notes. So I made once again, the blur will ruin it, but I made this list of non-player characters, and not just who they are, but their relationships to me or to each other, and that sort of thing. Because very often I'm engrossed enough in the game, in the imagined situation, that I remember these characters, but I might not remember their name. I remember who they were, and sometimes it's just, it could be just a report, my rival reporter or his photographer friend, or the lawyer for Gavigan, who finally I found that his name is Ames, I believe. And so all these sorts of things where I'll just throw these character names down. That helps. As far as items are concerned, because we were talking about that, outside of a game with some friends, because it's not a physical, we're not in the same place, so there's not handouts or props that you can give us. And generally, I remember all these things. However, I realized at one point that I'd forgotten one object, because I realized one thing I did not do. While I have a list of places and I have a list of organizations, I have a list of people's names, I don't have a list of our stuff. And right. I know I always have my little stupid pea shooter on me. I know we got this letter from Morgan. I know where that is. I know about the book, or books. I know about the diary.
You may or may not know where that is.
May or may not, because how many are there anyway? But like I know about the diary that I attempted to unsuccessfully to crack the cipher of, and just finally giving it back to Smalls. Half in disgust and half because I didn't want to have this in my possession, considering that I might be under surveillance. I'm not paranoid, but at one point I realized, what? I completely forgot about that little, statuette, broken statuette I found at the bottom of, the well in Scott Farm.
Bottom of the well. Yeah.
And, but I was, remember the In the Ring, from Edward Call, where I, took off of his finger. He wasn't objecting at the time. His cold, dead hand. Yeah. Give me a hand, will you? Yeah. So, and I know when I got rid of it. I know when I gave somebody else, those sort of things. But I remember, oh gosh, I don't remember what I did with that. But, keeping track of things is important, and like names, items, all those kind of things. And usually I write all that stuff down. I neglect to do that because we're so few items. They are all so important,
Right.
But of course, we're not playing every single week, and things happen, and so all of a sudden you can get very distracted by the variety of crazy things that are happening here. But that's I noticed at that point, okay, I should really make a list of these things as well, and then who has what, at least that I would know,
Right.
you know.
Where is the letter? Where do I
Right.
think the book is? What do
Right.
they
I
do
mean,
with the broken pieces of the figurine?
yeah, I mean, timelines type stuff for the most part, I'm fairly good on, because once again, things have been there's a lot of events in this particular campaign, if you will, that are like burned in my head. Like I know exactly when this happened, what it was like, how I felt, all those sort of things. So that's less difficult to remember.
Sure. Yeah, well, it's good that you're organizing your notes contextually.
Right.
Yeah, I think that growing stack, becomes a real barrier pretty
Well, absolutely.
quick. Flip, 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 flip.
Yeah,
flip.
everyone goes, wait, who's this guy? Oh, okay.
It's like
got the
on the
officer
top
son.
page, the one page you're not
Yeah.
looking at,
Right, exactly. And
Right. Yeah. One thing that I like to do was read my notes before play, kind of like a personal recap before we settle down to do the actual recap. Look at all the printouts or handouts or whatever they might be, and try to put myself back in the headspace of the end of the last session. And then when we went through the recap, anything that I had forgotten myself would potentially be restored to active memory. And
Right.
and the combination of all of our different goals would be more evident, and then we could launch into play.
Yeah, sometimes I'll actually make some notes like during the post game discussion as well, as we're talking about things and things that other people
Must
found
remember to.
important. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, like I have Thornton's car keys. That's something. Don't forget that. It's important.
Yeah, that's definitely one to write down.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see as time, plays out, what will happen with Thornton's car.
And there's
All right. So let's return to Boston in 1931. Not very long ago, the peaceful environs of Smalls Antiques on Newbury Street was shattered by madness and gunfire. Front windows blown out through the bars, porcelain, china, decorative woods, books, so many artifacts linking us to the past, damaged or outright destroyed. 2 men in the shop, shot, bleeding, needing hospitalization. Strangely, both men, seemingly, Alex Thornton, Prohibition agent. But most of us pretty sure, most of the time, that one of them is Eddie Driscoll, confidential investigator, an old friend. Famous gangster, Jim Calloway, hitman for the O'Shaughnessy mob, is responsible for one of the shootings. But the other Alex Thornton, not Eddie Driscoll, was responsible for shooting the Alex Thornton, which was Eddie Driscoll, or seems to be Eddie Driscoll. When the smoke cleared, 2 men were dead in the street. Prohibition agents were dealing with the police, and the injured parties were being taken off by ambulance to the hospital. Then things get a little confusing. On the doctor's orders, the kind Samaritan who entered this dangerous scene to lend medical aid, on his orders, Smalls was taken aside for conversation and assessment. Some bigwig from the Treasury took Tyler Prince aside. They went upstairs in Smalls' apartment. Police were discussing the search for Jim Calloway. And 2 very large men, well dressed but not flashy, good quality, unassuming, day-to-day clothes, with faces to match. Men that if you didn't know them, you'd pass on the street and never give them another thought. Background, second stringers, unimportant. But if you have the eye of a reporter, the paranoid, roving, attentive eye of a reporter lacking sleep, lacking safety, then they stand out as they drift out of the crowd and array themselves next to you. And with force, but kindness and instruction, expect you to go with them to see their master and yours, Morgan.
November 1931 is kind to few, least of all the little guys caught between the cold shoreline, the crummy breadline, and the frontline violence of mobsters and G-men. Every day, the news is so bad that people don't even want to line their clothes or shoes with the papers that report it. But the chill talks them into it. Maybe, if they live one more day, it might be work. Although the suffering and the violence are getting worse every day, the papers take any opportunity to write about something else. Scandals, gangsters, socialists and socialites. Hundreds of small fry jump or get jumped every night. But if one rich guy stumbles,
Oh, wait a minute, fellas. No. What are you talking about? I'm not going anywhere.
Don't worry. It's much better than staying here. Their faces are familiar. From outside the warehouse. The night you tried to break in.
Oh, wait a minute. So I was backing up a little bit. I was like, listen, fellas, it didn't go so good the last time.
We had a nice conversation about the Pleiades.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. And at this point, I'm attempting to not exactly run, but lose myself in whatever crowd there is, and maybe closer towards the police.
All right. As they have moved in and gripped you in a friendly fashion, to evade them requires the strength to break free of their grips. Using the resistance table, your strength is the active characteristic.
Okay. I got you. Okay. I have the
So your roll was, because I'm not going to reveal their strength to you.
My roll's a 55.
Oh, 55. Okay. And just
using
for
resistance table enough.
For those viewing at home, what is the strength of
14.
Terrence MacSweeney? 14. He's a strong fellow, despite his lack of nourishment these days. Right.
So against tense.
Against an opponent who also had a strength of 14, he'd have a 50-50 chance of breaking free. 55 would not then do that. And they may be, certainly combined, maybe stronger.
In that case, I'm trying mightily.
Feet mostly in contact with the sidewalk, but not always. Using the distraction of the environment and the noise, the police officers, the police radios, the car engines, the horses, the people complaining about they didn't, what happened here? In that swirling chaos, they begin, in a sense, frog marching you down the street. One on your left is saying, "My name's Bud."
That's great. All right, a little less, a little less rough. You damage the merchandise. All right, I'm not going anywhere. Bud.
This is Lou.
Hi, Lou. Take it easy, will you? All right, I'm going.
We have a truck down the end of the block.
Isn't that nice?
Don't be afraid. Mr. Morgan wouldn't send us if harm was intended. It's okay.
All right, fellas. I just very resignedly just go along with him.
Do you want to stop at your apartment and get some clean clothes? I don't mean to embarrass you, but...
Yeah, sure. Why not? Give me the address.
Oh, we know.
I'm sure you do, fellas. I'm sure you do.
Have you eaten today?
Yeah, no, I had some egg rolls and a couple dumplings not so long ago.
Oh. Sounds nice. Here's the truck.
Alrighty. I'll get in.
Lou sits in beside you.
Of course he does.
Bud climbs into the driver's seat. You know, the whole truck rocks. Move
Right in
off
between them.
into traffic. And without fuss or bother, without speeding, without going too slow, you know, politely, they wend their way into your neighborhood.
And I just kind of look straight ahead, you know, sort of side glancing every once in a while, but just sigh a couple times and wait to get to my place.
They park. Bud says, I know you're afraid. But we're going to be okay. The three of us.
The three of us.
Yeah.
I suppose you fellas want to wait for me here?
No.
Won't you come in then?
Thanks for asking. I told you he was a straight shooter.
All right, so I walk into the foyer of the building and they give a glance towards the note board near the phone.
No messages.
See if there's no messages. Oh, great. Wave to any neighbors that might be there. Trot up the stairs. Open up the apartment. Make yourselves comfortable, fellas.
Lou makes himself comfortable against the door. Bud makes himself comfortable against the window.
Yes, I go change, wash myself up as best I can. Rummaging around for any, well, clean clothes. Clean clothes are good enough.
Clean clothes.
Not gonna dress up for this fella.
No. Bud hands you a towel.
Thanks. I tip you, but
Yes. It's not easy to be a reporter, especially in this economy.
No, not terribly easy. Since it's not easy to be hired muscle in this economy.
I think we have better prospects than you currently.
It's possible. Well, I may put a good word in for me. How about that?
As muscle, I think you have a good chance. You're quite strong.
Thanks.
Lou pipes up. Wiry. He's wiry.
So I take a gulp of like 3-day-old coffee, which I've left there.
Okay.
Time to go, fellas.
Bud, straightens your shoulders. Lou leans in kind of conspiratorially. If you don't mind my asking, have you stopped working for the Post?
Why do you ask?
Well, stories where I was used to seeing your byline, now they're this Pritchard fellow. I don't know. I don't think he has a very authentic tone.
No, he's kind of a jerk. No, I'm supposed to be working on a public interest story for Gavigan.
Oh. Oh, is this a larger, like, editorial piece?
No, I think it's just something my editor wants to do for
Oh,
public interest or something, for
political
public-
reasons.
probably political reasons.
So that's good for you.
Well, yeah, just if I ever get to write the damn story.
Well, you've been busy.
Are we gonna go now?
Well, there's one more question we really need to ask, and Lou looks at Bud, and Bud looks at you and says, do you understand why you've been summoned?
No, I really have no idea what he wants with me.
No idea?
No idea.
Well, that could make your meeting difficult.
Okay. So then I sit down in the bed. Do you know why I've been summoned?
Yes, we know why you were summoned, and we thought a fellow as bright as you would know why you were being summoned.
Well, guys, last time I saw your boss, he tried to kill a friend of mine. And he got this book that he wanted, and next thing you know, the book was gone. He said, "Oh, well," and walked away. I don't know what he wants now.
Was that the only book?
What do you think?
Maybe it was a rhetorical question.
That's a bigger word than I thought you knew, pal. I'm starting to like you more.
Well, I've been trying to improve myself.
So he wants more books?
It's Lou that answers. This is just supposition on my part, but I would suggest that he doesn't want others to have them.
Oh. I gotcha. So he wants to know who has them.
At the
That
very
it?
least. Oh, and there's the Book of Ciphers, which you still haven't delivered.
A book of ciphers. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, I don't have it.
Do you know where it is?
Not exactly anymore. Could be full of bullet holes for all I know.
You mean it's back in the shop?
It might be. You know, the one crawling with all the police.
They're studying you quite intently, trying to figure out if you're lying. So let's see what they figure out.
Okay. Wow. Let's see. So for a second here.
This is
Let me
fast
just-
talk.
Yes, of course it is. I almost get away with. Convince them.
We recommend you tell Morgan the truth.
Of course. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but it. That's the American way.
We really mean you should tell him the truth.
Okay. I'll keep it under advisement.
Do you understand the consequences of upsetting him?
No, not really.
So they're looking at each other. Do you want to be surprised, or would you like us to tell you?
Oh, you can tell me, because I remember you told me I was going to be okay, and you weren't here to do me any harm. So
We're not here to do you any harm, but you lied to us, Terrence.
well, now what do you mean?
Terrence. You've been through a lot. Maybe you think that your enemy is Mr. Morgan.
Thought it crossed my mind.
Maybe you think that your branding is punishment, or the mark of ownership, master, servant.
Thought it crossed my mind about that too.
Maybe. The truth of that is that it was selection.
You speaking from experience?
No. Our relationship with Mr. Morgan is very different than yours. You are extremely important. We're replaceable. We have a role to play, and we'll play it. Willingly. It's worth it. The future is worth it. But you and Mr. McGinnis are extremely important to that future. And this is the part I need you to listen to this time, Terrence, because I don't think you heard it the first time. You're so important that even if you die, you will still be working for Mr. Morgan.
Oh, that's comforting. Ever read Dante's Inferno?
Not yet. Does it provide an enlightening parallel to your current situation?
Not exactly.
Or are you just making a reference to being in a hellish place?
A little more like that.
Well, then brighten up, Terrence, because you always were.
Yeah, good old Boston.
Are you ready to go?
Oh, I've been ready. Let's go.
Yes. So, Lou opens the door.
Thanks, Lou.
He goes ahead of you. Bud follows.
I'm just walking at this point. I'm not trying to go anywhere. I'm just kind of walking with these fellows. There's nothing I'm trying at this juncture.
Lou opens the door, gestures toward the middle of the bench seat.
Sit back down, go across my
He
legs.
gets in his side of the truck. Bud gets on that side of the truck.
Let's get this over with, fellas.
Okay. And they turn the truck toward the docks. And they skirt the edges of the primary revival area where work seems to have finished, like looking down alleys, the clean painted buildings can be seen, but the streets that they're choosing, there's faded paint of properly maintained but not freshly painted buildings. They're, like I said, skirting the edge of the old O'Shaughnessy territory before cutting through an access road that leads straight to a government wharf. They drive all the way down and all the way out onto the wharf and park the truck. And there is a motor launch waiting. Looks very fast, very clean.
And gee, fellas, not exactly the place I was expecting to go.
In the boat?
Why not? Let's take a ride.
So it's Lou who takes control of the boat and Bud who sits next to you. And the boat is very fast as it zips out into the harbor, out the mouth of the harbor, and out to sea. You don't like the water, Terrence?
No, the water's fine. I'm just, what's the plan? Dump me overboard?
No. No, we would have brought chains and canvas and weights if the plan was to let you sleep with the fishes.
Oh, that's comforting.
All we brought was some sarsaparilla. Do you like a bottle?
Sure, why not?
Sorry, it's warm. Opens it, passes to you. But it was made fresh
That
today.
helps. That's so. I'm going to take a swig.
Save the bottle. Don't throw it overboard. We got a deposit.
All right, fellas. I know you got to pay for this boat somehow.
Oh, this isn't our boat. Now, Lou's been angling down the coast for a while. Moving quickly. Behind you, storm clouds are massing. But ahead is the same bright, cold winter sky. And not long, rising up out of the horizon, there is a yacht. A large, new, pristine yacht. On the stern of the boat, large letters. Registered out of a Canadian port. Right. Shelburne. The name of the boat is emblazoned. It's Satisfaction.
Man, old man O'Shaughnessy would love one of these.
He probably would, though I heard he has an unusual attachment to the docks.
Yeah, you could say that, I suppose.
We're not going to come on board, Terrence.
Hello?
I'm going to stay in the boat. We'll take you back. One way or the other.
That's comforting, fellas.
Your life is in your hands, Terrence. Deal straight. You'll be fine.
Thanks for the advice.
Okay, up the ladder.
So let's look at the boat and start climbing up the ladder. Get on board the Satisfaction. Pull myself over and get on the deck.
Down the deck, waiting, is the man with no irises.
I wait and I start walking towards him. And God tells him, well, I'm here.
Nods. And he opens a door, which opens into a large living room, salon, bar in one corner, sofas, built-in sofas around the edge, mostly clear space. A very fine, rich carpet, leather seating.
Well, I walk in. Look around.
Have a seat.
Of course. And so I sit down on one of the sofas and lean back.
He leaves, and Morgan enters.
So you sent for me?
Yes, I did. And fate interfered.
It has a habit of doing that. So, why am I here?
You really did not know.
I have a guess, I suppose. Do you mind if I have a drink?
No.
So I could walk up to the bar, grab a bottle of whiskey, and just pour a little bit into a glass, and just sip a little bit. Not the gulps I was taking. Avant Telly Zouche. Lou and Bud said you're still interested in books.
The others must be gathered together.
You realize that's going to be a problem. You know
How
who
do
else
you
is after
see it?
these books?
That is what you perceive to be the problem, the competition.
I would think so.
But who do you see as the competition, Terrence?
I stand back up, This time I felt the rest of the drink. Pour a little more. But I don't know, Ludwig Pren? Might be a bit of competition.
He also wants the books.
Oh, yes,
You think-
yes, he does.
Do you think he should get them?
I don't know if I'm really taking sides, Morgan. I don't know if I'm really taking sides, but I saw him do some scary stuff. I've seen you do some scary stuff.
But you haven't seen all of Prim.
I don't suppose I've seen all of you either.
I don't mean in that way. I mean, you understand, you're a very smart, very astute individual. You understand that Prim was in the book.
That's what he said.
Prim is divided into all the books.
That's what he said. So far, you guys are saying the same thing.
Had you not interfered, we would have Prim as a resource in our control, but now he's a free agent. Do you understand what sort of man he was?
Not really. None of this really makes any sense.
Can you honestly look on my works here in Boston and side with Prim?
History is full of people that have done great things, yet committed terrible wrongs. It's hard to say, but that's not the point, Morgan.
What is the point?
I can't stand against him. I don't think. I'm not somebody that can do what he is capable of doing. Any more than I can stand against you.
These statements are factually true, but not relevant.
But what do you want from me? What can I do?
What lesson did you learn from Taranovsky's bakery?
The books are dangerous?
How long did it take?
Oh, I don't know. Not long.
I don't know the length of a conversation. You have certain gifts, Terrence, and certain attitudes which make you the perfect choice to seek out and find these books. Not because I want them, not because Prim wants them. Should they be left out there for anyone to find and use, be twisted by?
Probably not. Probably not.
If you have it within your power to use your abilities to find them and choose not to,
Then I have the deaths of others on my hands. Is that what you're getting at?
Yes.
Do we even know how many there are?
not anymore.
Prin showed me what it looks like. Really looks like. You show me what it is. Not that different than what you've given me.
That's true. You truly understand.
I don't know if I understand. I've just seen terrible things.
And you have seen a copy of the book that you have been sheltering, that you have not destroyed, that you have not brought to me, that you've done nothing with, except allow to continue to control and pervert your friend Smalls. You've allowed it to fall into the hands of Jim Calloway, and I believe you know who that man is and what that man will do. How can you reject responsibility, Terrence? You are not in charge of what happens with Smalls in the book.
Not really. What was I going to do? Kill him and take it?
Why would you need to kill him?
No. I suppose I wouldn't need to kill him.
You could just tell him, you know, weakling.
Well, that's not the only copy of the book that got taken from him. Prin,
So therefore, you should do nothing.
you know, ever since the start of this, I've had Eddie saying we need to track down all the copies of the books. I've had Gavigan saying we need to find all the books, but nobody can tell me anything about them. How many are there? Where could they possibly be? Even Prin. What am I going to do? Knock on every door in Boston and hope they're all in Boston? Especially when this creature keeps on multiplying itself because it can.
Maybe you're asking the wrong questions.
Well, what's the right question to ask, Morgan?
Sit down.
So I recline back in the couch, cradling a glass of whiskey.
Your newspaper and others have documented how the books disappeared. Your rival,
Don't say the name. My rival.
has been the one to cover the story that would have been yours. I don't say this to make you angry. I say this to highlight your inaction. So tell me the story. How did the books enter into Boston and become this pot of gold that everyone is searching for? Everyone except you.
Oh, for the love of God, Morgan, I don't know exactly how they came here. I mean, Gavigan had him. Did he get him from? Were they part of the order, the Hermetic Order of the Solar Twilight? Where did these fellows get him originally? I don't know.
It's fascinating how your mind works. Your own newspaper reported the theft.
Of course, yeah, there's a theft. Was it really a theft?
Your own editor sent you to interview the original owner.
That's true. Do we think he's telling the truth?
You know he is. You met him. You spoke with him. He wants the books destroyed.
He does.
Why then did he give them up?
You know, I don't know. I don't know.
Why does he keep the true book?
You think he still has the real one? Well, not anymore. What am I missing that you're driving her, Morgan? I haven't slept in a long time. Not very much.
Yes. And your soul is crying out in pain. Do you remember who stole the books from the auction house?
As far as I know, it was the O'Shaughnessy's.
Well, from a certain point of view. But really, it was Mickey.
Mickey the Fists.
On behalf of Mickey.
Mickey wanted the books.
Yes. Mickey was obsessed with certain things.
Women. Forgive me. Go on.
In exchange for the books, I offered to fulfill his desire, his quest for satisfaction. But the worm of betrayal was already deeply embedded in the apple of his heart. He was already in the process of betraying the O'Shaughnessy's for his own ends, and he did not hesitate to betray me.
So you had Mickey steal the books, but Mickey betrayed you.
Mickey stole the books. He needed me to benefit from them. But Gavigan kept the true book, which fell into your possession, ultimately. But the other books, the copies, the false books, he gave 3 of them to Mickey. What game was he playing at? Was he dealing fairly with Mickey?
You think Gavigan knew that Mickey was going to steal those books?
I think Gavigan intended Mickey to have the false books.
Then why would he be so hot to get him back right away?
Because Gavigan lacks the stomach for the chaos he unleashed. And Gavigan misunderstood or underestimated the violence in Mickey. And perhaps he misunderstood the man's abject stupidity.
It's possible.
So what he intended as a weapon to destroy Mickey the Fist and the O'Shaughnessy's became a poison infecting the city.
And so now we have those 3 books and the book that O'Riordan took, or Prynne took, whatever you want to say, and the book that Calloway took. That's 5.
The book that Calloway took is the book that O'Riordan Prynne took.
Okay, we got 4. You seem to know an awful lot for somebody that isn't sure how many books there are. Is it true that you see everything I see?
And more. The future is open to me, as is the past. The render of Bales bestows many gifts upon his priests. That's a conversation for another day, Terrence.
Have you been there? I mean, then?
No, Terrence, the risks are too great.
I hear you should look at the sky. It's supposedly beautiful. I didn't look. So what can I do? What do you need me to do? Find the books.
If they were stolen by Mickey the Fist, which they were. If he brought me one, which he did.
Now we're down to 3 books. Okay. Two books. All right.
He stole 3.
I'll give you one.
Gave me 1. Where are the other 2? If he made more, it's in his nature, his greedy, suspicious nature, to test them. Don't you think?
I suppose, but you have to read Latin, don't you?
Which he didn't. I mean, something more brutal, Terrence. Like you've been told you cannot destroy the books, that they'll regrow even from the smallest torn page. Wouldn't you, a brute, tear a page to see?
I suppose so, yeah.
So then Nicky, who gives up 1 book, still has.
3 books.
But where are they?
I don't know.
But you have the sort of mind to find out. And you are now wise to the ways of the book. And you do not speak Latin.
Which means I can't read it. And
You are naturally rebellious. So the insidious whispers of the book mean less to you.
unless it sends a couple goons to come get me, which I don't think it's gonna. But that begins with those.
You prove my point.
Of course I do. So I'll look for the books, and then you want them, I suppose.
I believe you expressed to Calloway and others that you want the books destroyed.
It seems like the best course of action, except Pren wants them because he wants to
Calloway.
get all of them stuff. Yeah.
Calloway claimed that he knows how to destroy the books, that he had spoken to someone who told him how.
He did say that, but he didn't say who it was.
By my understanding, there are 4 people, not including twin 5 if we include him. You know how that works. Albert Gavigan, his older brother, Edward Gavigan. Carl Stanford,
Oh, yes, Carl Stanford. Yeah. Methuselah himself. And you, I suppose?
I would like to earn your trust, Terrence. I see no reason why you would trust that I would destroy them when they're in my possession. Particularly after you saw me try to free Quinn and bind him to my service.
Well, it's like thought kind of crossed my mind that if you get all the other books, you could still get the rest of them and bind them to your service. Maybe?
I never wanted all of him. That would be foolish. One does not invite the rattlesnake into one's bed to sleep.
Your intention
the
is to
books.
destroy them as well? I'll find them.
Your intention is to destroy the books. Your heart tells you they should be destroyed. Your logic tells you they should be destroyed. So, seek them out. Destroy them.
And all will be right with the world, eh?
No, that takes work, Terrence. That takes labor. That takes men sharing knowledge with other men. That takes men working in harmony with women. That means families teaching children. Into the garden. Will you watch it? Will you seek it out?
Why does everybody always speak in riddles?
You at the Sunday school? There's no riddle.
Sure there is. Who was dumb enough to create the serpent in the first place? Is there anything else?
If you have any questions,
Oh, well, not really. I mean, unless, how do you destroy the books?
I'll tell you. But you should also ask Kamala.
All right, I could do that too. But you mind telling me so I can compare notes?
Yes. Come here.
Lean in.
He reaches out touch. Your mind is filled with images of fire.
But they couldn't burn. Or at least that's what Small said.
You well know that Smalls has been influenced by the book from the beginning.
And what do I do for him?
For Smalls,
Yeah, for Smalls.
be his friend. Hard times are ahead for him.
So tell me this, what makes you more trustworthy than everybody else?
Nothing. I'm committed to what you see. Who has done more for Boston than me? Soon, what's happening in Boston won't be me changing Boston. It will be Boston finding its way. That example could change the world with men like you revealing it to the world. Men like you have thrown off the fear of the past, who've thrown off the internal arguments that make you weak and pitiful. This challenge I put before you. Find the books and destroy them. And make you the man who can overcome your rival. The one in here and the one out there who's stealing your job out from under you.
You talk a good game, Morgan, but save it. I'll look for the books.
Do it. Destroy them. Be there when they perish. And I will release you.
Really?
Really.
And I won't have to yank my own eye out or kill you to be free?
If you prefer those other methods, then by all means try.
It would be a short freedom.
Still, return to Boston.
Ah, thank you very much, sir. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'm sure you'll be in touch.
Oh,
And he hands over a white envelope.
Grab it. And open it right here in front of him.
what's a retainer? And an advance on expenses.
Inside the envelope, there are several large denomination bills, and there is $500 in the envelope.
Let's stuff it in my jacket pocket. Only knows what kind of expenses I'm going to go to.
I'd suggest food and new clothes to start.
All right. I was thinking kerosene, but all right.
Put down a deposit on a better place to live. Buy new furniture.
None of
Donate
that's
to
going to
the
help me get the
poor.
books.
No, investigation will help you find the books.
Well, just keep me alive while I do it. I gotcha.
And healthy.
I turn around to go and turn back around for a second. Just worth. Then the creeps crossing my mind. I'm not saying I'm
Yes.
not going to go find the books. But with all you have at your resources, how come you can't find them? What makes me so special? Besides my innate ability to discover things. I mean, surely the Morgans, or the O'Shaughnessys didn't really stand a chance against you.
Oh, Mickey gave me the keys to their undoing. The reason why it has to be you is that I've seen it. The future's a many splintered thing, Terrence. And in the futures, where others find the books, our fate is sealed by a dark seal. But you, in a narrow thread where it's you, there's a glimmer of hope.
A damn ray of sunshine. All right. Doesn't make any damn sense, but at least it's an answer.
Do you want proof?
Stop the turn around. Sure.
No flippant answer, Terrence. Do you want proof?
Yeah. I'd like proof.
So be it. Come below.
And he moves to the narrow companionway down to a
I
lower
can follow
deck.
him down the stairs. I'm following down the stairs.
Very narrow corridors, staggered doors for rooms. Staterooms, maybe. There's quite a gap between each. He opens one, and instantly the normal lighting of the passage begins shifting in colors. Deep purples, bright pinks, ephemeral greens, just pulsing and shifting and shimmering as if something inside were casting a tremendous amount of light. The glow overriding the tiny bulbs that light the passage. He steps over the sill and into the room.
I'm gonna squint and follow. I'm gonna put my hand over my facial and
This room maybe was a mess area. Seating around most of it. Cupboards at what end, and a table in the center around which all the seating has been arranged. Atop the table is a strange twisting, coiling arrangement of glittering metallic tubes and pipes from which sprout small orbs like a sculpture of an otherworldly flower. With your experiences, there is no way that this can be human technology. Percentile dice.
somehow I managed to keep it together.
You've seen worse things, perhaps.
The hell is that?
But that coldness, that chill of the otherworldly, it pulses and it twists, and you can almost hear what it's whispering. And Morgan's eyes is reflecting that glow, not just from their glistening wet surface, but pulsing deep within his eyes. He waves his hand over the arrangement, and it shifts and moves as if able to respond on its own. And one globe is thrust towards you with a deep and pulsing blue.
Touch it and see.
He says.
And gingerly put my hand out. Look at him for a second, and then look back, and then touch it.
You are bombarded by waves of potential futures. There's a sense of rapid movement through time. You are standing still, and all around you the world is flickering and moving, one decision leading to another decision, to another decision, to another decision. And every branching decision is leading to death. Men cracking apart the fundamental building blocks of the world. Men calling to the darkened sky for the power to change the world in their own image. Disease spreading like sunshine across the globe. Every decision leading to death, infection, internal, external, infection of the flesh, infection of the mind, infection of the spirit, twisting everything, coiling it until the old ones rise. It is too much. Percenta.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's definitely too much.
$12 points.
Ugh.
When your head clears, you're back on the government pier. Bud and Lou are waving goodbye. I still don't think he's all right. Where can we drop you, Terrence?
Yeah, just my place.
You can't go back to that place, Terrence. It's awful.
Yeah, maybe. God, I can't go back to Smalls right now. I don't know where do you think I should go?
I think you need some sleep. How about a hotel?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
All right.
That
We'll take you
sounds
to a
good.
nice hotel.
Sure. Yeah.
You can get
that
some
sounds
room
like a good idea.
service, get a good night's sleep. And then tomorrow, you can get to work.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe bring me to a hotel near Chinatown. That way I can kind of get some takeout later on.
Okay. And they do. They check you in, take you up to the room, order room service. And sometime later, you fall asleep. We close the curtain on the session for today.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep. Do you want proof?
No. As a matter of fact, no, I don't.
I no longer want proof.
No, it's fine. That's fine.
So that
Of course I want proof.
huge loss. brings with it problems we'll discuss.
Yeah.
throughout the
What
week.
was that? It's over what percentage? Is it a certain percentage, or is it 10 points, or what? I forget what it was.
If you lose more than 5, that brings about temporary insanity. If you lose more than 1/5
Okay, yeah, that was a fifth. All right, yeah.
of your current
Yeah.
sanity, then it brings on indefinite
Right.
insanity. As long as you still have points of sanity, you still can guide the ship that is your character, but these are benchmarks along the way that are screaming that the character has endured too much. And they influence behavior moving forward.
And that makes sense. That sort of experience, yeah, seems like it would be. Seems like it would do that to a person. That was really kind of interesting. Like, every time, I'm confronted with a person of authority, for lack of a better word, so a person who has
Some power.
some power, or a large degree of knowledge about the bigger picture, whatever the hell that is. There's an instinct to not trust them, and also that they might be the person I can trust, or they might. Yeah, so, there hasn't, I haven't really. I think Gavigan was the one that perhaps might have been the most trust in at the moment.
Right.
Certainly not Prin, although Prin certainly seemed to know quite a bit, or whoever was claiming to be Prin, certainly Morgan, but but not really trust any of them, but I just keep on feeling like I'm getting more and more of the bigger picture by talking to all these people, and none of it. I mean, just the bigger picture starts to look worse and worse and worse. There are no good guys,
What? I could be the good guy.
Yeah,
Says everybody.
sure. Yeah, sure, exactly. But that was very, very, it was interesting. And if MacSweeney, if I wasn't such a cynical bastard, I might have actually been swayed by Morgan. See what I'm doing? He's like, oh yeah, okay, great. Get in line. You're not the first guy that's done that.
That's an interesting reaction that you have.
Yeah.
Then maybe it's justified, and maybe it's not.
Yeah. Who knows? But but it's a little. It has a lot of interesting parallels in. Let's pretend the real world for a second, but just various people say, no, he's the bad guy. He's the bad guy. I have everybody's best interest at heart. No, he's the bad guy.
He done me wrong.
Yeah.
I was just breaking and entering.
Yeah, exactly. Just that's all.
That guy. Yeah. Why don't you go get the book yourself?
Yeah.
Best question ever.
Yeah.
I hope he likes the answer.
Oh, yeah. That was an interesting one.
Yeah. So this has advanced you through time, a day.
Yeah.
And left you in a swanky hotel.
Yeah. With one hell of a hangover.
Of sorts, babe. For
Sorts,
you
yeah,
have
sorts.
seen the future of your inaction.
Right.
And it has further cracked your mind.
Just was minding my own business.
But were you, though? Were you really?
Well, not exactly, but I wanted to make an impact, but not like this.
You wanted to reveal the secrets of the world.
Yeah, exactly. No, but not like this. I like that, man. So it was very funny to me to watch, to watch McSweeney just, well, he always kind of is flipping towards authority anyway, but just, knowing when he's beat, okay, fine, let's go see Morgan. And then just not being willing to, in the face, in the lions, then not being willing to like not poke the bear. Well, the lion.
How do you feel about Bud and Lou?
They're interesting characters, actually. I kind of like them. They're kind of likable, Terrence doesn't like them much, but
The thing I don't like about them is having to always play them at the same time.
Right? Yeah.
And on paper, it was a great idea that they were very similar, like they're well matched pair.
Right.
But then portraying them as NPCs, I have no way to differentiate them.
Right.
Because they're so
yeah.
similar, and so I have to. Well, and Bud says, and Lou says, and
Yeah, no, I was able to follow with them, so it was fun. But yeah, no, they're it was very, I knew exactly what they looked like and who they were, how they behaved and like that.
Right.
And they're pretty. I found them pretty enjoyable. I don't know. I think to a certain extent, McSweeney doesn't like them.
sure,
But can
of course
kind of,
not. I mean,
but can
they
kind of
just
appreciate. Yeah. But I
manhandled
think,
you. And,
yeah, right. But I think he can kind of appreciate their perspectives a little bit, like who they are, where they fit in the world, and all that kind of stuff. So, doesn't necessarily like them, but there's something about them that is endearing is the wrong word, but there's something about that that's kind of likable,
yeah.
and just as they're probably those are actually pretty fun NPCs.
Right. For that happy-go-lucky
Especially-
game that is Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah, especially, I'm Bud. Yeah, here's hi Bud.
This is Lou. Yeah. We have a truck. We don't have to walk.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, you should just there you go. You're looking better now. Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
Not gonna let standing in front of the door, standing in front of the oh, you look good. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay.
I
You hungry?
had a moment of pure horror when you drank the old coffee, because I know how long it's been since you've been in this apartment.
I know. Yeah.
You
I
didn't.
know,
You
it's been a
neither
while.
made nor drank coffee the last time you were here.
Yeah. It's that coffee. I don't know if you ever seen a cup of coffee, it's actually starting to grow mold on it. It'll start to do that after a number of days. So, I'm imagining it's just, because of the cold
It's just
and everything else, it just hasn't quite become visible yet.
Yeah, it's lumpy. It's chewy. It's a haughty
Yeah,
cup of
maybe it's-
coffee.
I drank coffee, sarsaparilla.
Yeah.
Booze on international waters, could be international waters, whatever else. Yeah,
Yep.
the satisfaction. That was great.
I like that.
And registered in that evil country of Canada.
That's right. Shelburne, Nova Scotia.
Yeah. That did not escape you. That was awesome. that was like quite the interesting conversation too. Because nothing like it, he said that I'd forgotten, And I was like, which way were the fence for this guy, and how much, what are you really getting at? What are you?
Right.
'Cause
How
it's still
important
kind
is
of
it to him?
interesting. Right. It's still very interesting that like everybody's like, well, you gotta get destroy the books. Like, okay, well, fine. What do I do? How do I go find them? How come you can't find them? And so everybody has
So
an
he's-
answer to that.
He has gifted you with understanding of how to destroy the books.
Right.
So right now, that feels to Terrence just like a memory of fire. But how that will play out is if you're in contact with the books, you'll know what to do.
All right. Gotcha. Yeah, now all I gotta do is track down a bunch of monsters. Or secret monster hideouts. Or God only knows
That's
what I do.
easy.
That's easy. Yeah.
Well, certainly, the life of Mickey the Fist is an open book.
Right. Exactly.
He's the poster boy of the O'Shaughnessy's, right? Always in the paper.
Life and death, and life again.
Yes. And how will he be able to handle, a life where he doesn't, look like the right age anymore?
God only knows. These O'Shaughnessys are really problematic. Mormons.
That's right. The many O'Riordans.
Priests and gangsters. Yeah. Yeah.
Priests and gangsters. Yeah.
Oh my God. That's phenomenal.
You can picture that family, can't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like Christmas dinner.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Don't you talk to your uncle so and so that way.
Yeah. Bless me, Seamus, for I have sinned. At the table. Yeah. Can we do confession? Not now.
Right, it's not time for confession. It's time for grace.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Pretty awesome.
So this week I recently released session 24.
Right, I saw that.
That's another Agent Thornton episode. It's the first one of his new investigation.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I've got to catch up on those.
And so it means half the branches are in their second investigation, and the other half are still in their first.
How many sessions have you ran at this point?
I don't know. 30 something.
Wow. That's awesome. What you were saying?
Yeah, so the Gangsters branch is at the end of its first investigation in play, but quite far away from it in sessions that have been released.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I look forward to eventually seeing all that and seeing how that plays out. We kind of like not really, talking to each other about like the particulars. It's just to make it more interesting. So that's
Yep. Yeah, so hopefully, some brave souls out there will be able to navigate all the different episodes. Most of them are just over an hour long, so it's like watching an episode of TV. So we've got one season of TV now.
This can go to be a classic for years to come. You never know. Long after we're gone, people will still be watching this.
I don't know. But they might like session 24 with its truly horrifying events. Yeah. It's up there with session 13.
Oh, really? Oh, awesome. Awesome. Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else we should discuss before we depart?
I don't know. That was cool. I felt quite immersed the whole time. Engaged
Lots of conversation.
Yeah, lots of conversation. Could imagine the boat pretty well from limited descriptions. all that kind of stuff. But just, you know.
I figured you've seen a boat.
Well, seen a boat, but, you know, I could get the basic idea what the boat was like.
Okay. Well, next
I
time
love
there's
the
a boat, I'll tell you more about it.
Oh, okay. Excellent. No, I dug, you know, I dug the, you know, the description was just enough. It was great.
Okay.
You know,
What
except
color
you
was the
didn't tell
carpet in your world?
her.
What
Oh,
color
yeah,
was the
it's
carpet?
a little sort of light brownish, you know. Yeah.
All the colors of the rainbow you could have imagined, and you gave the satisfaction of brown carpet.
Well, you know, people walking around, you know, back and forth from the deck, and you know, all that cheers.
All that
Just
dirt
make it
out in the
brown.
ocean.
Just make it brown. Hey, you know,
Interesting. Interesting.
did I see the carpet? Really? Did I see the carpet? I saw the couches. I saw the paneling.
What color
I
was
saw
the
the
couches?
bar. Yeah, and they might have been brown too.
Sure. Why not?
But more than
rich
more
Corinthian
was,
leather.
Yeah, exactly, and exactly 3 meters, 3 meters of couch on the left side,
That's right.
right up against the wall. Yes, nice curved couches. Well, it was good all around. But you know, I enjoyed the sparring, and like thinking to myself, what am I doing? Like this guy's gonna kill me at any moment. I can't help myself.
I just can't help it.
I can't. You know, that was kind of the feeling back in my head. It's like when you're watching yourself in a moment. You know, man, I really should have said that, but I just can't help myself.
It's interesting. When you get a chance to watch it, it'll be curious to see how you feel about it from the other side, like as pure audience. It's like, what is that guy doing? Or
Honestly, is it crazy?
we're like, go, Terrence, go. Fight the power. Right? Speak truth to power. Fight the man.
Yeah, it's like that famous picture of the baboon, like, you know, being chased by the leopard, and at the last moment it turns, and like so it looks like they're about to fight, but really the thing is the baboon just like before the leopard kills it. The very famous. I don't know if you know the picture, like a very famous National Geographic picture. Yeah,
I can imagine.
Yeah, in fact, yeah. So it looks like, you know, nature, red and tooth and claw, about to fight to that. No, it's just a baboon, like at the last minute, like, no, kill me, and it, you know, that's it. So that's kind of how I imagine
That's
Terrence.
terrible.
You know, just doing that. Yeah. You know, the powers of the universe before they crush him like a bug.
Yeah. So feel free to wax poetical about your visions of the future, and
Oh, definitely.
the rising of the great old ones and the undermining of human civilization by its worst enemy, humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I think about, really.
The vision included small-scale betrayals and large, you know, the global theater and the individual, right? One lie told, you know, from brother to brother, you know, neighbor to neighbor, just small little things to huge things like, hey, let's solve our problems with an atom bomb.
And then one day, everybody thought the world was flat. All of them. Yeah, no, definitely. We get the idea. I'll just drink old coffee. All right. I'll try to digest all that.
Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your rest.
I will do that. I'm sure I'll wake up screaming later on.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Then you'll have played the game correctly.
Oh, good.
Take care.
All right. Bye.